So I have a Zoom that created an API for YouTube that allows YouTube to stream via Zoom, and that is going on. Great. Okay, so we have definitely a quorum here, and I can begin, and we're recording so people can to the cloud and also YouTube so they can watch and near real time on YouTube, right? There's a latency, and at least after the fact, they can go over it in the recording. Okay. And Levi, did you get an email from Daniel today?
Did I? I got an email about another person in my group.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that was it. That's
Yeah, that
someone.
is. Can you stay with me after class and we'll
Yeah.
discuss it and we'll see what are the issues there. Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Welcome, folks. We're ready to begin a great session. We're going to be talking about the cloud. We'll be talking about artificial intelligence. I'll be talking about the next step in your project and my academic partnership with Wix that allows us to do the business plan. And then I'll talk about our next step. So let me start by sharing my screen. And I will, when I share my screen, I know that this is my screen. We know that this is our class, that we can see everybody in the corner here, and we know that we are slightly delayed. So let's go to our first, our regular section of section K. And let's do what we do every time for housekeeping, is go to the what's due section. So everybody come with me to the what's due section. I'm going to set my edit mode off so I see your point of view and I see what it is. So let me go to our last session, which was last Wednesday, where it was the final project and the tech guide, cloud computing, and computing. And for next week, not next week, for Wednesday, I'd like you to do the second part of the final project that I'll go over with you today about going into Wix, one person upgrading to Wix, and have a collaborative assignment based on your proposal. And then we'll cover artificial intelligence for Wednesday with the quiz. And I'd also like you to do miscellaneous readings and questions of two websites here. One is Amazon.com, which is cloud computing, and the other one is Azure Microsoft overview. Okay? So, Allie, remember when we discussed 1-800-CHAT-GPT? You need to unmic yourself. Because we're
Yes.
recording, one thing the AI is not doing, which it should be able to do, is recognize when your head goes up and down, right? That means yes, but we need to unrecord it. And what do you know about if you had to describe to somebody, what is 1-800-CHAT-GPT? What would you say?
You're able to call a chat AI bot and you're able to answer and ask them questions and they can respond.
Okay, and what bot are you calling?
AI.
What name is the bot? What did I say? What's the phone number?
1-800-CHAT-GPT.
Okay, so what do you think the name of the bot is?
ChatGPT.
Right, right. said and the name is ChatGPT. And that 1-800-CHAT-GPT, the name of that is called a vanity phone number. We ever heard of like vanity license plates? Ellie, somebody puts their license plate of a concept. This is a vanity phone number, like 1-800 chat GPT. So what I'd like you to do is if you took out your phone, right? If you took out your phone right now, if you took out your phone, what's the phone number you would dial? Ellie?
1-800-CHAT-GPT.
Okay. What would, if I dialed it, it would be 1, right? 800. And what would chat then be? What's the number associated with chat GPT? What would be the actual digits? Ellie,
Um,
were you looking at your keypad?
yes. 2, 4,
Okay, so 2 for C, right?
yeah. 4,
4 for H,
2,
2 for A,
8,
8 for T,
4,
4 for G,
7,
7 for P,
and then 8.
and then in this case, 8 for T. Or just so you know, besides the area code, I could type on a mobile device, I could type the words chat GPT and it would, let me just do that. Chat GPT. And it would convert it. Do you see that?
Hi, I'm ChatGPT, an AI assistant. Just so you know, our conversation may be reviewed for safety. By continuing this call, you agree to OpenAI's terms and privacy policy. So, how can I help you today?
Yes. Can you tell me what cloud computing is?
Absolutely. Cloud computing is a way of delivering computing services over the internet. It includes servers, storage, databases, networking, software, and more. Instead of owning and maintaining physical servers, you can access these resources on demand from a cloud provider like Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure. It's flexible, scalable, and you usually pay only for what you use.
So is it on-demand services?
That's right. With cloud computing, you get on-demand access to resources. Need more storage or computing power? Just request it from your cloud provider, and it's available almost instantly. This way, you only use and pay for what you need when you need it.
So what are the benefits of cloud computing?
There are several benefits. First, it's cost-effective since you don't need to invest in expensive hardware. Second, it's highly scalable, allowing you to easily adjust resources based on demand. Third, it offers flexibility, as you can access your data and applications from anywhere. Finally, it promotes collaboration, enabling teams to work together seamlessly in a virtual environment.
So what does it mean as a service?
As a service basically means you're accessing services through the internet on a subscription basis. Instead of buying and managing everything yourself, like software or infrastructure, you use it over the internet. Examples include software as a service, SaaS, platform as a service, PaaS, and infrastructure as a service, IaaS. Each offers different levels of control and management.
Thank you. So 1-800-CHAT-GPT is a phone number that we call it is voice linkable enabled. That means, Quinn, that not every phone number you can attach a large language model to. It has to be provisioned that you can attach that number to. Do you understand what I just said, Quinn? So explain it in your own words.
Well, like kind of like it's not. It's kind of in a box almost, is what I understood. Like it doesn't have like free range to say anything.
But also, your phone number, whatever you have as a phone number, you can't just attach a chatbot to it. Your phone number has to be provisioned, what they call real time, linkable to a chatbot. Do you understand that, Frank? Now, 1-800 chat GPT, what's the difference if I have an 800 number, and I could have even a regular 800 number? 1-800 chat GPT is different than a regular 800 number in what aspect? Because I can do 1-800 flowers. So for instance, in this case, Michelle could take out her phone and Ellie could take out her phone and dial 1-800 flowers. What's the difference between dialing 1-800 flowers and 1-800 chat GPT? Who can tell me? Frank, go ahead and dial 1-800. Well, let me just even do it, right? If I end up sharing, right? Let me share my screen. And I end up doing, what do I want to do? I would want to do 1-800. So flowers. What do you think I would get, Frank?
Probably a flower company.
Let's see.
Hello. Thanks for calling 1-800-Flowers.com. Your call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. Our passion is to help you make easy everyday connections with the people you care about. Deliveries are made until 8 p.m. in your recipient's time zone, and you'll receive a confirmation by email or text. For quick help, visit the My Orders hub. Please stay on the line, as our system can assist you just like an agent. How can I help you today?
So that is just like you said, Frank, if you wanted, right? If basically it was your mom's birthday and you forgot, oh my goodness, you're on the road, I can dial 1-800 flowers and hey, deliver her some flowers. Her son really cares about her, right? You can do it, but it's not a chatbot. This one is 1-800 chat GPT is basically as if you would go into your browser, right, Ellie, and use chat GPT. The difference is you're using it via phone. But that phone number has to be provisioned. Now, you all have phones here. What's the difference between, let's say, 786-345-678? What's the difference between a regular local number and an 800 number? Everybody understand my question? Lily, do you understand my question? What's my question?
What's the difference between a 1-800 number and a regular phone number?
Yeah, a regular, like your phone number, my phone number. For a business, what would be the difference? You think? You're under the weather, you want somebody else to answer? You can say yes or no. Lily. So Catherine, what's the difference?
Is it just like personal versus like an enterprise?
That's one. Usually an enterprise uses 800. What's the difference in cost? Because the University of Miami is an enterprise and it has, my number is, 305-284-1964. So what's the
That's
difference?
probably cheaper.
Right. It costs 800 numbers, you pay per call. Versus local, you don't pay now on your bill. You don't pay per call even if it's long distance. You don't pay. But 800 number, the person that initiates it, they pay per call. So, what I'm going to do for Wednesday is what I want us to do is to get a phone number that's linkable, Quinn, that we can attach a bot to, but the bot can, almost like Notebook LM, that we can add documents to and change the prompts, that it will be more than just a chat GPT, will tell about our services, our business. You got it? And guess what? I want to try to get it, since we're new and I don't know if we're going to get any revenues, I want it to be free. Plus, I want to be about us, but what I want is I want to try to get a vanity number. Do you understand that? What I want to do, Greta, is I want to get a vanity number that the number spells something that is relatable to my business. So for instance, if everybody go to look at your keypad on your phone. And for instance, if we could get a 786 number, right, Greg? 786 is like a Miami number, but 786, what could that spell? Everybody look at this is a little quiz today. Look at your keypad and you can unmic yourself. Tell me what 786 could spell. Just those three digits for my area code. Because 1-800 isn't spelling anything. I want to take advantage of the area code and have it also spell something. So, Catherine Cardoza, are you looking at your keypad?
Yeah, I saw that it's spelled MTM, I think, or PTM. My bad.
I want a word.
That's the abbreviation that it gives me, but
What do you mean it gives you? You look at your keypad. If you look at one key, 7 has which characters on it?
7 has PQRS.
Okay, PQRS. So I can do 786. So find a word that spells something, that spells a real word.
Pun, PUN.
Pun. Okay, what else? Unmic yourself if you find it. Levi, what else?
Sun. I don't know.
What?
Sun.
How do you spell it?
SUN.
SUN, sun. Okay. And then basically, and then if I looked at it, right? If I look at it, right? So I got here 7 is R, U, N is 1. And what did you say? Run, sun. And then you said some. Good. So those are possibilities. There are, what I'd like you to look at, there are basically numbers, phone numbers that spell words, right? And here's one, phonespell.org. What does my phone number spell? Hanging, what does my number spell? And this is get a vanity phone number. We don't want to pay somebody. People pay, all those lawyers, how to get a phone number spells your name. But I just want something like this, right? Enter 3 to 10 digits for some letters, right? So I could do then 786, right? Show me. And they could see or different ones, right? Like run down, things like that. They could give me numbers with. I'm going to be using on Wednesday this company called Vappy. Frank, have you heard of it? Look what this is
Not yet. No.
but you will today, right? And on Wednesday, we're going to use it. Our next assignment is voice AI agents for developers. You just need to sign up. And what I'm going to have you sign up as is just use your Google account. Use your Google, right? Use your Google account, that not the school's version, the ones that you've used before. And later on, you can do many different Gmails. And what it will do is basically it will, let me just do this one. It will then set you up. Let me stop sharing. And allow you to pick 10 numbers that it has in its banks. And what about zeros and ones? If I look at my keypad, what's the problem with zeros and ones? Quinn, what's the problem with zeros and ones?
There's no letters on them.
There's no letters. So usually when they'll give me zeros and ones, I usually reject them. Unless there's a meaning to it, like zero trust or number one, like we're number one or something. A lot of people. So what I want to do is for Wednesday, we'll do a practice session where each of us will look at, for each person in your group, they'll try to figure out numbers and we'll try to get the best of whatever they give us. Like we may try different area codes like USA, those 3 digits, that spell something like run or sun or some, and see if it's available. And then attach a bot to it. We can change the prompts of it. We can even give it docs, and then we can call it immediately. Do you understand that, Frank? And then you can call that number and it will be like your own 1-800-CHAT-GPT. And you can then change it and then you could attribute it almost like Notebook LM. You know how you put in your own sources, put your sources to that number, and then attach it to your website. And my key here, Frank, is not only that we have it, but based on what we're going to be doing, whether it's marketing or whether it's tutoring or whatever, reach out to the community to see, does anybody want it? Does anybody have a need for it? Because we can have all the coolest tools and nobody wants it. Or nobody needs it. So that's where we're going on Wednesday. Do you understand? So what's any comments, Frank?
It's pretty cool. I'm excited for Wednesday.
Right. So before we get to Wednesday, right, and you'll be doing with the group, so each person in your group will be recording it, right? You'll have it like an assignment that you had the other, but you'll try out 10. You'll try to, before you even do it, those with zeros and ones, and we'll use different programs. So what you can do for Wednesday, Frank, is look for other websites that will convert numbers to words, phone numbers to words that you can, because you could see with Greg, we were doing it, right? But we let the computer help us figure out if there are any words to it, right? Then maybe our project will be more valuable for somebody besides ourselves, right? That we can use it, and then we attach a bot. But we only can go to those companies that provision these numbers. There's some companies out there. It's quite a few. Vonage, Twilio. This is a new company. This is a startup, Vappy. I found Vappy what I like for as long as you're with them. That trial is free. they give you minimum tokens. You can decide, and later on I'll give you the idea that if you use Google, you can use their and you get their key. You can even use Google, and you get longer extended time frames with it. But you can play around with which language model you want attached. They give you some tokens free, so for the beginning, it'll be good enough for us for a demo. But if we want it longer, we can even use Google's Studio, and we can get a key for it and attach it. Okay, so let me share. So this is VAPI. Those of you, what I suggest those that want to prepare is look for then some of these dial ABC. Let's see. Let's see if they'll ring low. Sometimes they don't really, sometimes they're not on board. Let's see. Dial ABC, some others, sometimes they're not on board that we can do this. So that was VAPI. Let me go back to here. So here's some use cases that they hear. It makes daily calls, you know, their features. You can read about it. It's multilingual, automated, latest updates, VAPI, voicemail detection. There, and I'd like sometimes to look at their careers, what they're looking for people. They're really working. It's in San Francisco. You can see from the background. There are not that many. It's a startups there, and here are their docs. And they're really trying to go fast. Who knows if they're going to be in business? Somebody else will acquire them soon. Who knows? But for the time being, it's working. So you can see in this case, if you go to what's due, then you'll see under the final project, if I go to audit assignment instructions, everybody there, that this is upgrading. This is what's for Wednesday. Is what you need to do is you need to go to Wix website. You need to get started. You need to sign up. One person in your group needs to sign up. They'll need to use their credit card, but when you have the code, when you have your code, you'll use the code that I will give you, and you should pay $0. Everybody hear what I'm talking about? You should pay nothing. You should pay basically $0 in costs. And then you'll create your site. When you create your site, you can either do it manually or with AI. I say try it with AI. If AI works, let it be your beginning, and then you can go back and edit it. It's up to you. But the whole idea is once you've edited it and you've put that up, then what you want to do is go to settings and invite your team members. It's roles and permissions, just like we talked about, to invite your group members via the other one. And this is what I want for the first draft. The only problem with Wix, it's not the most up to date, but they're giving us our business plan. So what's going to be important is that when you're working the first round, you may even do it together as a group. This shouldn't take you that long. You can do it together as a group, and you can even do it in Zoom and share a screen. But you need to have in your website, you need to have your mission statement and describe what you do, your services, the purpose of your consulting project. You need a team page, and you can even in the AI say, when you're answering the questions, tell it, I need a mission statement. I need to describe my services. I need a team page where I have professional pictures of each team member along with their role in the company. I need an AI generated logo. I need a contact page. And later on, If you want, you can use an email address. You could use University of Miami's address. Later on, we'll put in with our VAPI, we'll put in our phone numbers that we get, the best phone number. You publish your site. I do not at this first stage want you to do a domain name, because maybe if we get a good phone number, we can use a phone number, domain name matched to the phone number. You can basically continue with that, plan your domain name, but don't give it, and place your link after publishing and saving it, place your link just like here. The only difference is instead of Intella AI agent, you will have Wix in the domain, and when you upgrade, that will be it. Now, if I go to, this is where you need the code. If I go to my PowerPoint and documents, here's use the code. This is the code right here. So copy and paste this code right here. You'll get it in this one too, your user code, but right here you'll see it. You will get this for a year, and what I want you to do, let me just edit this for a second. Cancel. Is what's important here is I just want you to use not the core or light. I want you to use the business. So everybody put in your notes here, I want you to use the business. So if I go to Wix.com, and in this case, let me just log out. And if I go to Wix.com, you'll say create a website without limits. You can get started. Start for free. And in this case, and then when you want to upgrade, you need to put in your credit card. But in terms of pricing, this is what I want everybody to use, this plan, business plan. But we do not have $36 per month. We're getting it for what price, Frank?
0.
0. If it says $36, then I don't want it. And I want 1 year. Make sure that you click on 1 year. So when I go to that coupon code, I want you to upgrade for business. And notice this was at this time the price, and use the key. So when you use the key, make sure that you use yearly. If you use 2 years or 3 years or monthly, you will not be able to access the code. And after you select it, apply the code. If there's an ongoing sale at Wix, you may see a code there. Remove the code and then enter your promo code. And at this point, when you enter your promo code, you'll see this turn to 0. And one person in your group needs to put in their card number, but they will not be charged. Put a note in your calendar to make sure that after the class is completely finished, I've graded all your assignments, that you can cancel the auto renewal. You'll receive automatically a 1-year domain voucher when you upgrade your site. And then this talks about privacy as well. So this is, in turning it on, this is what you need. So at the end, you'll have a website, and then what we'll do on Wednesday is we'll try to match the website, hopefully trying to get a phone number that will have a vanity number that will make sense. I got one, I got USA, so some like 786. When I was trying 786, VAPI didn't have those numbers or didn't release those numbers. What they do is they basically take a block of numbers and then they release them. So I didn't get that, but I got USA Mon, like for monitoring or money, well. So I thought that was pretty good. So I got USA Manuel. And then you can try out, and I got USA, Mon we go. And so you kind of play around with some of those apps to see, and we'll see each person in your group will look for 10. And then even if you are really diligent, and you can just use another Gmail account, create another Gmail account, and you get to try out some others. And then among the 4 of you or 3 of you that have it, then what you'll do is pick the best, and you can attach that to your website. And then you can play around with VAPI and change the prompts, add additional docs to make it more intelligent. And then go out and see, hey, is anyone interested in something like this? You got the idea? That's where we're going. Questions? Will, what do you think? Anything not clear?
No, it's amazing.
Isn't it? And I was just amazed in VAPI. I was using Twilio, and I work with those folks, and you needed a number of days till you get your phone number approved, till then another company says we have to know our customer, we have to make sure, check out your bank statements and stuff like this. We do it, and then as soon as you pick a number and you say, oh, I want that number, you attach, and they have already bots already assigned. I just took the cheapest one, assigned it from OpenAI, and it attaches. And in the beginning, it'll answer questions, and otherwise you can change it. That's the beauty. So you can change it that it answers the call with the name of your company. And you can even put, and our team members are Will, Joe, Sam, whatever, however you want it. You just basically change it. It is amazing. The question is, well, what is the revenue source for this? Is this going to be worth anything? But still, it is amazing how great it is. Okay. So what I want to show you here is under the web links, and you also had it under your assignment. These are the 2. So if you think about, if I asked you, like, what are the 3 major vendors in this case that have cloud computing, Will, they would be whom? If I ask you, who are the major vendors, Will, of cloud computing? That you know. What do you think, Levi? And if you didn't know, what would you do in my class? Quinn? These are hints. Well, what are 3 major cloud vendors?
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, but what do you think? You don't even have to look up. Look at my cursor. You see my screen?
Amazon.
Okay, Amazon Web Services is one. Who's another one? Is basically
Microsoft Azure.
Yeah, Microsoft
Azure.
And who else do we know? Who else have we used in class? Who's big? We've used it for 2 products, YouTube and Notebook. LM. Who owns those? Will? Notebook
Google.
LM was
Alphabet.
who? Yeah,
Google.
right. Yeah, Google. Alphabet. Those are probably the three. And you would think Google, right? Just having YouTube, right? Having Google as a search engine, they better be good cloud services. So basically, when you think about it, you know this already, a lot of this terminology, Will, but the whole idea is it's just packaged in a different way of what is cloud computing, right? And even if I think about it,
Cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources via the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. Instead of buying, owning, and maintaining physical data centers and servers, you can access technology services such as computing power, storage, and databases on an as-needed basis from a cloud provider like Amazon Web Services. Organizations of every type, size, and industry are using the cloud for a wide variety of use cases, such as data backup, disaster recovery, email, virtual desktops, software development and testing, big data analytics, and customer-facing web applications. For example, healthcare companies are using the cloud to develop more personalized treatments for patients. Financial services companies are using the cloud to power real-time fraud detection and prevention. And video game makers are using the cloud to deliver online games to millions of players around the world. With cloud computing, your business can become more agile, reduce costs, instantly scale, and deploy globally in minutes. Cloud computing gives you instant access to a broad range of technologies, so you can innovate faster and build nearly anything you can imagine. From infrastructure services such as compute, storage, and databases, to Internet of Things, machine learning, data analytics, and much more. You could deploy technology services in a matter of minutes and get from idea to implementation several orders of magnitude faster than before. This gives you the freedom to experiment and test new ideas to differentiate customer experiences and transform your business, such as adding machine learning and intelligence to your applications in order to personalize experiences for your customers and improve their engagement. You don't need to make large upfront investments in hardware and overpay for capacity you don't use. Instead, you can trade capital expense for variable expense and only pay for IT as you consume it. With cloud computing, you access resources from the cloud in real time as they're needed. You can scale these resources up and down to grow or shrink capacity instantly as your business needs change. Cloud computing also makes it easy to expand to new regions and deploy globally in minutes. For example, Amazon Web Services has infrastructure all over the world, so you're able to deploy your application in multiple physical locations in just a few clicks. Putting applications in closer proximity to end users reduces latency and improves their experience. No matter your location, size, or industry, the cloud frees you from managing infrastructure and data centers, so you can focus on what matters most to your business.
so basically, you can see here is the benefits of cloud computing. So what is agility? So if I'm thinking, Greg, what does agility mean? If I say that me and you are going to go into business together, we'll do our Gen AI consulting and our consulting, and I say, what is agility? Do we know how many customers we're going to get? Greg, I can't hear you.
No, we don't.
Okay, and if we grow, all of a sudden, hey, it's a blast. Basically, we got some viral videos here, and basically, people are wanting our services. What does agile mean?
Just
What
being
is it?
able to create products for what our new customers need.
Yeah, but what is agile? That we can move, right? When it's a
Yeah.
slowdown, we can move down. Hey, all of a sudden they tell me there's tariffs. What does that mean for my business? All of a sudden, basically the university is losing some money. What does that mean? So it's basically the idea of agility is that I don't have to buy everything up front, because as soon as I buy hardware, what's the value of that hardware going to be next year? Up, down, or the same, Greg?
Down.
Down. So basically investing, this case, I use what I need, and I use as much storage as I need. I use much database as I need. And then if I want to scale up, I can scale up, I can scale down. So the idea of elasticity means what? That I basically can move up and down. I can shrink, I can grow. It could be maybe certain times of the year I have more customers than then. So I don't have to pay up front. I consume what I have. I don't have to get a whole staff. You remember, were you in the exam, Greg?
Yeah.
That was hardware right there. Did everything work like a charm?
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of, yeah. How many people did I have? I had the IT people there, and some people weren't able to get on along. Some computers didn't work. You remember we had to move them all. This way I don't have to worry about I'm working in the cloud. I don't have to have it. And then I have something, if I look, you're on a roll there. So in this case, Luana, if I look here, I see something called, you see here on my screen, it says AAS. These are common letters among all three. What does AAS mean? What does it stand for?
As a service.
As a service. So infrastructure as a service, what does that mean? It basically means hardware. It means data storage. So I can use infrastructure as a service. What does that mean? As a service means I go through the internet. That's basically the cloud to use hardware. Platform as a service. Remember we talked about operating systems? So if we had some software that ran on Windows and we don't want to keep up to date with Windows, we can then use the operating system of the cloud and install our software on the cloud, meaning via, let's say, Amazon's hardware or via Microsoft's hardware or Google's hardware, and we have platforms. So I can use any operating system I want. Software as a service, guess what, Luana? You use that every day. Tell me what you, in the beginning of the day till noon, what software do you usually look at every day or you use? Give me three. Luana.
Blackboard.
Okay, you use Blackboard. What else? That's it?
Um,
On
like
your phone even.
on my phone apps.
What?
Social media,
Okay, what social media you use?
Instagram.
Instagram, okay.
Um,
Do you use email?
yeah,
Okay, so those three. Are they software as a service?
yes,
Of course. Think about what is all this as a service. Do I have to have the internet to get to it? If I need internet to get to it, it's as a service. You know this already. It's just different terminology that businesses use that they sell this service. So for enterprises or for startups, they say, you know what, we're going to have a development team. I don't want to buy them. They don't need all that hardware. Let them use the hardware on the internet. Let them use the operating systems on the internet. Yet let them use the software on the internet. And then if I look at this doesn't matter if I'm an AWS, meaning Amazon. And by the way, have you ever ordered anything from Amazon, Luana?
yes, I have.
Yeah, I order it all the time. And guess what? The most profitable segment is not me and you are our ordering system, but their cloud service, their Amazon Web Services is their most profitable segment. Because what do? They offer to companies these services that they don't have to buy, but pay as they go. So when they upgrade, remember all these chips and all these AI tools and NVIDIA that we're spending that are going up. You remember, Frank, NVIDIA, what is it? Basically, I'll run it basically through the cloud. And you remember DeepSeek we talked about, Frank? Now Amazon and Microsoft. I want DeepSeek. they'll give me DeepSeek. So they go by products where I can do like artificial intelligence versus database. They do solutions. So the solutions can be, in one sense, can be like artificial intelligence, all my backup, all my cloud migration. Look at that. All my data, my e-commerce. Edge computing, by the way, is, if I look at what edge computing is, and you can put this in your notes, is edge computing is the closer I am to my device or to my end users, the quicker it's going to be. So move data processing and analysis as close to the end user as necessary. So for some things like for trading, Frank, those milliseconds matter. I want my servers, I want to be at the edge where I don't have the latency. Remember when we use YouTube? We have like maybe 5 seconds for basically high frequency trading. 5 seconds, I lost money. I have to do it in milliseconds. By the time I blink my eyes, I have to be able to do a number of trades. High performance, you can see that Internet of Things of all my devices, all my cams, all my cameras, all my electronics, remote work, resilient scientific computing, basically my websites, and even by industry, they're going by advertising and marketing, right? Education to facilitate teaching and learning, energy, financial services, banking, games, government, healthcare, being able to incorporate what? AI with that, right? Nonprofits. So they're really into almost the entire complexity. And guess what? If I went and I look for Microsoft, right? I could basically look at Azure and Microsoft. It would be the same thing of basically learning about Microsoft. So it's the same thing that they have Azure documentation, the same kind of things where I have it in documentation. So if I go back to Microsoft, and let me open it in a new tab. You press time down. Let's see if we can. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing combines exact same thing. Cloud delivery of computer services, including what? Servers, storage, database, software, analytics, intelligent, where? Over the internet, the cloud, to offer what? Faster innovation, flexible resources, economy of scales. Types of it, the top benefits, understand what is a public cloud, what is a private cloud, what is a hybrid, learn about 4 broad services, explore computing services, top benefits, understanding different cloud components, cloud services, and Microsoft and cloud computing, that's a commercial. So when I look at it, Greta, you see that as a possible question on the next exam? Easy, right? And it makes so much sense. We know it already. You know it almost instinctively. You use it all the time, but you don't know it in those terms of why. Basically, now you know why they're doing it so profitably, because they do it in scale, somebody like Microsoft, and that they need all these data farms to hold all that. Google has it, the Microsoft have it, and you can see in those data centers are the combining of that cloud services plus putting AI together with it. Because to do any of the AI computing, what do you need, Frank? Is you need to have an enormous number of computing power, right? When I wanted to go to trillions and trillions of data to get that speed, right? I don't want to wait 10 minutes. I'll get back to you. What's your answer for something simple? And it may be in terms of drug discovery. Instead of it take a year for 10 people to do, it can do in maybe an hour. So those are the areas. Questions? So let me do attendance. If you have not gotten your proposal approved by me, stay with me. Otherwise, you know what the next step is to get your a first draft of your website done. Wednesday we'll do VAPI, voice. Now you know what API is, right? Voice application program interface that will attach to a number. And then next week, I'll have some guest speakers come. I have someone from England that I have an academic relationship that has an AI bot that he's allowing us to upgrade to his premium version, that we can do another AI bot attaching to our website. Anyone play any music here? No one? Okay. AI is used for music, creating songs, right? So maybe we'll have a jamming session next week too, of creating some songs available with AI. So group 7, I need to see, and stay with me. Let me get the code for attendance. Let's see my screen. Attendance. Check in. Check. Start checking. What do we got for the number? 5308. So Greta, can you be so kind and put that in the chat? 5308. You should text your group members when you're gonna create this first draft and publish the URL with the Wix domain. And I'll see you on Wednesday. Okay, and stay with me.
Thank you.
Catherine, thank you.
Thank you.
And then let me stop sharing. 5308. Here's Catherine. I don't know if she got off or what. Okay, so who's group 7? 1, 2, 3.
I just had a quick question before I
Yeah.
head out.
What
Um,
is it, Tony?
For the individual assignments, if I emailed you with sick notes for when I missed them, is it still possible to make them up?
No, they were due at that time.
Okay, so you can't make them up at all.
No, not for the assignments. What did you miss?
I think I
Yeah.
missed like 4.
4. They were due. I didn't see anything where you told me you weren't going to do the assignments. Now it's,
I think I emailed you.
I didn't see documentation. So send me the documentation.
Okay, I'll resend it.
Resend it, but the documentation, how many did you miss? How many assignments did you miss?
I think a couple. I did everything else.
Well, then I don't remember seeing any documentation, Tony.
Okay, let
And
me
then
just
it may
resend
have been for the class, but not, we had over a week for the assignment, that was due. Okay, so
Okay.
resend it to me.
All
Okay.
right.
So guys, you're 7, okay, the 3 of you. We had a special circumstance, and she was in class, and I don't know, I told her to stay. I don't know what let me just check here. Can you reach out to Catherine Cardoza? Did she reach out to you guys?
Not yet. I know Daniel, the TA,
Jenna, right,
he
okay.
emailed us.
So,
Tonight I'll send an email to her, like,
yeah,
because
can
we
you
have
be
this
so
text group chat right now. So
okay, so she was in the class and I don't know what happened to her. I saw her and I said, group 7, stay. And then I said, Catherine, and she disappeared. So if you be so kind and include her and let her know that, I think you'll have her as the email. Can you check in the audit area under
Yeah,
email?
her email's there,
Her
but
email's there. Okay.
yeah,
Can you be so kind, Eric, and send her and tell her when you're going to be meeting as a group?
yeah.
What did you guys decide? What was your
So
proposal?
I was actually gonna ask you. So
Okay.
last class Wednesday, my computer crashed like halfway through
Okay.
the class, so I wasn't able to actually present it with Levi. But he said that you said the health proposal that we have is good. We just need to target it more to regular everyday people instead of more doctors.
Okay.
Um,
Expose it to me. Share your screen. Did you
yeah.
rewrite it?
Uh, Levi, did you rewrite it? I know we
No,
were just
I have not rewrote it, but we
Right,
were just
right.
gonna
Well, it needs
focus
to
it.
be, this is going to be
Yeah.
done. You
Yeah.
guys, we don't want to slack off anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's
I
like,
also just before I did like a finance one, if you want to see that too, which is more about like
yeah.
wealth management and targeting individual
Okay, well,
portfolios.
let's see what you got and let's
All
decide
right,
now. You know
let's
what I
see if
mean?
I
I
can.
don't want to
Yeah,
make it
yeah,
any
yeah, yeah.
time because we need to already do the first, draft.
Is it? Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I see it. Okay. I see
Okay, so
one
it's
proposal three.
yeah. So this is the proposal that Levi that we I think he presented in class on Wednesday. So
Yeah.
and
What I
then
don't like about it is, just so you know,
mhm,
it seems like you have to be really in healthcare to do this.
yeah,
No?
I mean, me personally, I do have some not expertise, but I had an internship in a cardiology department, so I know a little bit about healthcare system, and
Yeah,
my mom does.
but can you offer, what would you offer them? Let's say I'm in healthcare. What are you going to offer me? Really?
I
Because
get
what I want, Eric, let me just make it clear to you and Greg and Levi. What I want is this to be real, that not theoretically what can happen. What can you offer? Like tomorrow, if you had to go out, and it's okay, the medical mark, this is what I could offer you.
mhm. So then, do you think instead we should? This is the finance one that I created. It's more of Wealth AI, and it uses different products like Bloomberg Terminal, Wealthfront, ChatGPT to give you insights kind of on how the market's moving and how
Okay,
to
do you have
diversify
access to
your.
all of that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well,
Like
Wealthfront AI,
Wealthfront AI, do you have access to that?
I'm almost 100% sure we do. Yeah, and then Bloomberg, I think if there's computers in the business school that I could use, but I'm pretty sure we have access to all three of these things, and then also
And
ChatGPT,
what's
obviously.
Notion AI?
It's used just for financial planning and just tracking goals. It's just an AI app that I found.
You found, and is it there's that you can use right now? Do you
Yeah,
have to pay anything?
no. So we could do that, or we could try to change it more the health idea
Okay,
more
this
to
is
individual people.
okay. This is what is your major, Greg?
I'm undeclared, but
Okay. What do you like better?
probably the wealth AI. Honestly, I'd probably have
Okay. All
a little
right.
bit
And what
more.
about you, Levi?
Yeah, I'm good with the wealth AI.
Okay, so you know what the wealth you could do, make a change a little bit, is maybe who's this for? Is this for the financial advisor? Seems
This
like,
is
right? Because
it's
they
more for like I kind of tailored it more to like just an individual level, but it could also be used for people who
okay,
work in
individual of
wealth
what? What is
management,
that? What is the role of that individual?
like controlling their own portfolio and
Okay.
showing how to invest, whether it be equity
Okay.
stocks or whether it be like options or
Okay. Well, you
commodities,
may,
anything.
okay.
So,
So you have to be clear on who is this for
mhm,
and
yeah,
actual tools that you're giving a service, that you're giving a real service, that you're putting in like the prompts or whatever you're doing, that you'll show maybe like a sample portfolio or something. How are you going to give me a service? That it's not just in writing that this is a possibility. You know what I mean? Of a
yeah, yeah,
paper writing of it. I want it to be real that you can say, hey, I can give this service. I really know Notion AI, and this is how you use it, almost like a tutorial.
what I was
like
thinking
how
is,
we,
yeah,
almost how we did Notebook LM or we did Zoom, or maybe what you can include there is you'll do like Zoom webinars and invite experts in the field to give us talks about certain
hmm
topics, like what's going to happen now with this tariff stuff. You know what I mean? Should I
yeah,
not be concerned? I don't know, but do you understand, Eric? What I want is
yeah,
that you're really giving, besides Chat GPT, saying we use Chat GPT, actually ask certain prompts or give them like 10 prompts that is useful every morning that they should use.
yeah. I was kind of gonna tailor it more to be like, I have this amount of money. I want to take on this amount of risk. What should I invest in? What should I
Okay.
do? And I was gonna
Okay.
make it more of like that type of consulting
Okay,
company.
fine. But if you do,
And the
then
webinars is a good idea,
what?
but I said the Zoom webinars is a good idea that you just said, but
You can add it, it's an
mhm,
addition, you know what I mean? And maybe we'll get it. And what I suggest, this is your project. So what I suggest, don't feel in any way that you need to please me. You understand? That was something that I just said. But what is important, that if you say, hey, we'll do Chat GPT, well, what am I going to ask Chat GPT? What's it going to give me? How can I rely on Chat GPT? Is it going to give me a forecast? I'm not going to, and a lot of times, if you ask sometimes Chat GPT, that's beyond my scope. You know how they put
mhm,
like those guardrails around? So you have to basically set this up. Okay, I have $1 million, I have $100,000, I have $10 million. What should I do now?
yeah,
There are companies here, but whatever you decide, or you can have different scenarios. If I have
mhm,
100,000, if I'm starting off, I'm just, graduated, I have this versus, I don't know, you have to set up who your audience is.
yeah, okay,
And then you could say later on, we'll expand to this audience. We're starting with this audience because we're starting with students or, or young people because we can relate to them. And later on, we'll go to this group. Do you understand,
okay,
Levi? But I want
yeah,
it to be specific that you could show somebody and they said, oh, that's a pretty website, but I can't use it.
yeah. So I think maybe if the specific group that we could use is kids fresh out of college that don't have as much money and are trying to tap into the market. So
Right.
what should they invest in with the limited amount of money?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll change it to that then, and then I'll
You know what I
use
mean? But
yeah,
I like it because then you can relate to it.
exactly,
And what would I like as a person? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Well, that you can relate. Hey, this is too overwhelming. You know what I mean? And this is my risk and how much am I going to start with? So
hmm
Daniel, welcome.
Hello.
Somehow I asked, Catherine was there in class and
Mhm.
I asked group 7 to stand and there, and then she just got off.
Oh no.
So she never ended up coming. And so I asked those guys, they want to do this proposal 3 kind of, but so redo this tonight,
okay,
Eric and
yeah,
group, redo proposal. They want to do for kind of looking at wealth, AI tools, but like you want to repeat it then for Daniel, because Daniel can help you too.
yeah, pretty much just for college kids who are recently graduated who don't have as much money to invest into the market, like give them a kind of a financial plan and how to diversify their portfolio and where to spend their money.
Okay, that could work. Yeah. And is it just equities that you're looking at, or?
No, it could be anything. It could be bonds, treasury bills, even commodities, anything.
Okay.
So you have to state that. And you have
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
I gave in like scenarios where you're gonna, even when you're gonna use some of these tools, use a scenario A, as this type. Here I'm more conservative, here I'm riskier. I can, I have a
I
lot of
mean, yeah, ideally each person would choose like, this
right.
is my risk tolerance, this is what I'm looking to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense. And are you guys okay with Catherine working with you, or?
I mean, I'm fine. The more help, the better.
Okay, she's a
Yeah.
finance major, but you need to contact her
I sent her an email also.
Just now?
No, earlier today.
Yeah. Telling her that she should stay?
Yeah,
So that's okay.
it's not good.
So if you have her phone number?
No.
Okay. So just send her at least her an email and hopefully she'll return. She had there were some issues there, so she wasn't in a group. So since this group is just starting, and I put her in your group because I knew you guys were just starting. You know what I mean? That we didn't approve it, so it would work out well for her to okay. And I
Yeah.
think they have her email too.
Yeah, of course. And then there's peer reviews at the end and all of that. So
Yeah, and I
this would
wanted to
never
be
hurt.
right. So I want to be, if she's not putting in her share, I want her, not to be, but hopefully she will put in her share. You know what I mean? But let me know,
Okay.
in terms of this, of keep on, you know what I mean? I don't want to, like you said, the more the merrier. If it's not a burden, that you don't want one person, you got it, Levi, that you give an assignment to, that you're expecting them to deliver on Wednesday and they're not delivering. You know what I mean? And then you know that you're going to get an overall grade of what you do, plus you're each going to get grades, plus there's going to be peer review. So you don't want to be in the sense that that other person, you need to, sometimes what happens in groups, is you just bite the bullet and say, well, I'll just do their work, because we need to get it done. Okay. So reach out to her and then I'll have Daniel do the same that we were expecting her to be tonight. I don't know what happened to her, but I said, stay with me. And she was in class. I even called on her to make sure that she was in class. Okay. Because we're going to be doing the VAPI too. So we want to start already thinking about, wealth or something with the numbers that we have together as a team.
And if you guys have anything you need throughout the semester, just email me. I'm here.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
And then Daniel also has done some trading as well. So he's familiar with the topic as well. So
yeah.
So it's great. Okay, guys. So I'm looking forward to see something great from you guys. You know what I mean? That's why I wanted to make sure that it's something you're interested in and that all three of you have interest. Even though Eric, you worked in cardiology, the other guys.
I actually am a double major in accounting finance though. I just have that experience though. But
Okay,
yeah.
fine. So the accounting finance is perfect for this. If you can even think about some of the things that they need in terms of reporting, I think that's fabulous. The accounting finance is fantastic. Okay, guys. So we'll see each other. I appreciate you staying, and we needed it anyways, right?
Yeah.
So whether you had a fourth person or not, we needed it anyways to just say, hey, we got it. Let's move on. Because you don't have like 3 weeks to decide what we're gonna do. In 3 weeks, we're gonna have an exam, and then at the end of almost in 4 weeks, we're gonna present. So every week is going to be really, I'm cutting down on the readings, you understand? And putting more on this. So that's what I expect it to be. Okay, guys. Good. Take
All right,
care.
awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Am I stop recording? No.